Henry, look. I spent the happiest years of my life in this forge. It's such a shame to see the old place just left like that to... Henry! Stop that. Come on, we still have to go to the market.
Looking for something, lad?
I was just...
You won't find nothing here no more. Let's move along.
Forgive me. It's just that... I remember this forge from my childhood. When I was a boy, my pa, Martin, brought me here.
Wait, Martin? My husband had an apprentice called Martin. That was your pa?
He was my stepfather, but he raised me as his own.
That doesn't surprise me. Even as a lad, I could tell his heart was in the right place. How's he doing?
Unfortunately, he died.
I'm sorry to hear that. My God, Martin's adult son? Time really does fly.
He told me back then he spent the best years of his life here.
Aye, aye. Those were good times, true enough. What's your name, lad?
Henry.
I'm Magdalene. It's a pleasure, Henry. Care to come inside for a chat? I've a fresh pot of soup on the stove if you're hungry.
I can't refuse an offer like that.
Glad to hear it. Come with me, then. I'm glad you like it.
Just like Ma used to make.
Back when your pa used to apprentice here, my Skodder's forge was the finest in Kuttenberg. Only then out of the blue he fell ill and I lost him. Everything's been downhill since then. His apprentices left and the blacksmith's guild couldn't decide who to assign the forge to. Before they could make a decision, the forge's attic burnt down. I was visiting my sister in Visokar at the time. She's with the Lord now too, poor thing. I was left here all alone, on jointure. This room is the only one that stayed unscathed for the most part.
How did your husband get ill?
Out of the blue. He started coughing, got weak, then lay down, and never got up again. It wasn't the plague, but something nasty nonetheless.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What can you do? Such is life, lad.
How did the forge's attic burn down?
How do you think? Someone set it ablaze. Hard to say if it was just some brats or those good-for-nothings from the hole. That's the watering hole next door. But it doesn't matter now, they never caught anyone. All that came of it is that nobody's wanted the forge for 20 years. But look at me rambling on. I'm sure you're not interested in the rantings of some old crone.
I am interested.
It's kind of you to say that. I keep trying to explain to the guild that it's not a lost cause. We just need someone who will bring this place back up. But it's like talking to a stone wall year after year. The guildmasters are too worried about their own business to listen to me. But I'm convinced if we were to find a talented blacksmith, the workshop could be as beautiful as a chapel, like when my old Skodder used to run it.
I could be that blacksmith.
You're a blacksmith, like your pa? Christ, of course you are. I should have known. It only makes sense after all.
I can get my hands on some coin. And you're right, such a famous forge shouldn't be left to fall by the wayside.
If you were to take it over, that would be wonderful. Only you'll have to talk to the guild about it first. They make the rules. I reckon Master Bushek the Elder has the most common sense when it comes to this place. He might be able to help. He has an armourer's workshop in the town hall quarter. Hopefully he'll hear you out. But be warned. From what I know, the guild is careful not to let anyone that isn't from a blacksmithing family into their ranks. So don't mention Martin wasn't your birth father. It would only hurt your chances.
Thanks for the tip. I won't say a word. Thanks for the soup.
Good luck to you, Henry.
Master Bushek?
Aye?
I'm Henry of Skalitz. I'm interested in Master Skoda's old burnt-down forge. I spoke to his widow, Magdalena, about it.
For Christ's sake. She didn't pull you in off the street, did she? The mad old crone?
Well, more or less.
Old age must be sad. All I can tell you about the forge is the same thing I tell Magdalena when she bothers me about it. Even getting the building back into its original state would mean pouring a fortune into it.
I'd take care of the money.
Aye, but only a member of the Kuttenberg Blacksmiths Guild can work the trade around here. And you're not a member.
Could I join the guild?
It's not that simple. The guild is a private society made up of Kuttenberg burghers, and the other masters aren't too trusting when it comes to outsiders. So I reckon they won't be too keen on the idea.
How could I convince them?
That's hard to say. But maybe you'll make a good impression. But first, you'll be required to meet 3 conditions.
Which are?
First, you have to come from a respectable family. Second, you have to have blacksmithing experience. And third, you'll have to compete the guild's trial. Tell me, blacksmith, what sort of family do you come from? And what's your work experience?
As far as experience, I worked for Master Radovan of Tachov. I'm sure he'd be happy to confirm it.
Dachov? Dachov? I don't even know where that is, to tell you the truth.
The finest forge in the Trotsky region. Lord von Berghoff himself had his sword forged there.
Von Berghoff, the Royal Chamberlain? Can you prove you're not making it up?
Should I go and get a letter of recommendation from him?
No need. I'll trust you. But if the other masters happen to ask, be ready for anything.
I'm Radzig Cobbler's bastard.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Not only do I come from a respectable family, but a blacksmith's family too. You probably knew my father.
Oh? Well, where would I know him from?
From here. His name was Martin, and he used to be old Skoda's apprentice.
Wait. Martin? Your pa is Frisky Martin?
Frisky?
Aye, of course, Frisky. We used to call him that because, well, that doesn't matter. How's he doing these days?
I'm afraid he's no longer with us. He was killed during the raid on Skalitz.
Christ. I'm very sorry to hear that. When I knew him, he seemed like a good bloke, and quite a talented swordsmith. Some of the masters were good friends of his. They were the same age at that time. To tell you the truth, that will likely affect your chances as a contender. As Frisky's son, you'll have a great opportunity to make an impression. So you'd better make the most of it. It seems answering questions about your family and experience won't give you trouble. Now for the most important part. Are you ready for the guild trial?
What does the guild trial involve?
The guild trial consists of a verbal exam and a practical exam. First, you'll have to answer a few tricky questions from my colleagues. And after that, you'll forge a sword to the best of your abilities right before their eyes. Of course, the trial comes at a small fee for each try. Well then, do you feel up to it?
I'm ready.
Great. But I'm afraid we're not. It will take some time to get things ready. We'll meet tomorrow at noon below the astronomical clock on the square. I'll take you to the guild forge, where the trial will take place. I should also mention there will be a verbal exam. And if you can read, I have an excellent handbook here. It's called On Blacksmithing, and it contains all the basics my colleagues may test you on. I'd be happy to sell it to you for a small fee. And one more thing. If you'd like, you can wait for the trial here. Just say the word.
I'd like to buy the handbook.
Here it is. Enjoy your studies.
I'd like to wait here for the trial.
Very well, then. We have plenty of room.
Should we get going?
I believe it's high time. Don't even bother looking at that old clock of ours. It's been stuck for 30 years. It seems all the other masters are looking forward to what Frisky's son can do. You'd better make a good impression.
I'm ready. We can begin.
Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmith's Guild, let me introduce the newest adept of the Master's Trial, Henry of Skalitz.
So, this is old Frisky's lad. I can hardly believe it.
Aber I do not see much of a resemblance.
Vielleicht ein wenig.
I do not see it.
Aye, aye. Frisky here, Frisky there. All that talk about not taking in outsiders, and now you've gone and flipped it all around. Martin was a good bloke and an excellent swordsmith. If Henry here is anything like him, he'd be a welcome addition to the guild.
Genau, genau.
Look, I didn't know this Frisky fella of yours. I'm more interested to see what the lad can do than who his pa was.
We'll see what he can do shortly. Just to be clear, let me repeat what the trial entails. In the first part, the verbal examination, he will receive 3 questions. He must answer all 3 of them correctly in order to pass. If he makes a single mistake, this part of the exam is considered failed, and he won't get a chance to correct himself. After the verbal examination comes the practical one, where our adept skills will be tested.
And if he is successful, he'll become one of us.
Let's begin with the first part of the trial. Who would like to ask Henry the first question?
Say, Heinrich, how can you tell you have made progress on your workpiece?
By the shape.
That's correct.
Correct.
Let's move on to the second.
How about, why do blacksmiths whistle while they work?
To keep rhythm.
Correct.
At least that.
Last question.
What's the final step before completing a piece?
Quenching the workpiece in a barrel.
That's right.
Richtig.
You answered all 3 questions correctly. Now, just to complete the practical exam, Henry, your task will be to forge a guild sword right in front of our eyes. Here's the design for it, as well as the materials. I'm sure you know what to do with them.
Viel Glück. Let's see what you can do, young Frisky. Let's see, then.
All done.
Let's see what you made. Excellent, Henry. Good work. I'm glad you didn't disappoint. Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmith's Guild, Henry of Skalitz has successfully completed the trial. Let us head for the guild hall for the acceptance ceremony. After successfully fulfilling all requirements, I'm proud to announce our guild has grown by a new member. Approach Henry of Skalitz. Kneel. Swear for the first time on your honor and by God Almighty that you will defend the interests of the Blacksmith's Guild of Kuttenberg.
I swear.
Swear for the second time that you will protect all secrets entrusted to you by the Guild.
I swear.
And swear for the third time that you will always act honestly and God-fearingly to spread the esteem of our Guild among the people.
I swear.
Now hang your Guild sword next to those of the other masters. Welcome to the Guild, Henry. It's now up to you to say a few words.
Worthy masters. First of all, I have to say what a great honor this is for me. Becoming a member of such a prestigious guild in this great city is something I'd hardly have dreamt of just a few months ago. I promise to fulfill my oaths and prove to you that I'm someone you can rely on.
We are glad to hear it. In any case, from this day forward, Henry is to take over Skoda's forge and repair it. He therefore acquires the right to use it with one obligation, and that is the accommodation of the widow Magdalena. The Guild grants her jointure after the death of her husband. That will be your responsibility now, Henry.
That won't be for much longer anyway.
She's a kind woman. I'll be happy to help her.
We'll see about that once she goes poking her nose into everything at the forge.
It sounds like you have your work cut out for you, Henry. But like all hard work, the results will surely be worth it. The ceremony is now over.
Good news. I gained the right to use the forge.
Wonderful. Finally, we can make some progress here. Oh, I'm just worried that once you see the mess inside, you'll turn on your heel and run.
I'll never run away again. From anyone or anything.
I see you have a sense of duty. I like that. Anyway, the house will have to be cleared out first before you can do anything else. The forge, as well as the floor above. Clear the rubble, put it in sacks, take it outside to the wagon, pick up the things laying around, sweep the floors. There's much to do, and I'm afraid I won't be of much help. My back isn't what it used to be. One bad move and I'll stay hunched over like an old crone.
I'm sure I can manage.
I hope so. Looks like you have some strong hands and that you're not all thumbs. But first you'll have to get inside. The entrance from the street is blocked. A beam collapsed.
I'll figure it out. What's this? It has Martin's mark on it. I'll have to ask Magdalena.
My word, you really are a handy lad. And hard-working too. I like to see that. You see this, Skoda? Your forge is finally in good hands.
I found this. The mark Martin used to use is on it. Do you know what it could be?
Aye, that looks like one of the sketches for that grand project of theirs. They always met up in the evenings after work. All hush-hush, and over something so silly, no less.
What do you mean, something silly?
The broken astronomical clock on the square. Back then, the city officials decided they wanted it fixed. So they asked the masters of the guild to propose a solution. Your pa got all excited about it, then got my old Skoda involved, along with that other apprentice that was here. What was his name? Such a timid, quiet lad. Sakra. Oh, I can't recall, but I remember they did some work on it, but the city ended up changing its mind.
What happened?
They brought in some Italians, all the way from Padua or whatever it's called. And how do you think that turned out?
They messed it up?
It was a terrible disgrace. The Italians ended up running off along with the money. There was no money left for the repairs, and there still isn't. So the clock is still broken. I remember when it still used to chime. But what can you do? Better to discuss what you want to do with this place.
I want to spruce this whole place up.
All right, then. Come, I'll show you something. This was Skoda's table. He was always sketching something, planning repairs. He could stand here for hours. It was his favourite spot, and now it's yours.
It's an honor.
I think there's just one thing left to do. You have to put up a shop sign. So your customers know where to go, right? Have a look at the plans here. Good work, Henry. I didn't think I'd see this fire going ever again.
We'll get this place up and running again.
Now that you're officially open, why don't you forge something for me?
What do you need?
Nothing difficult. My old axe broke. It served me for many years, even after he died. Only now it's all worn down and crooked, so it's not good for chopping.
Why didn't you get a new one in all those years? Someone from the guild would surely be happy to make you one. Probably for free.
I don't need their charity. Besides, if you're even half as talented as your pa was, this should be child's play to you, no?
Of course. You can count on me.
And don't forget to sharpen it too. I can't chop with a dull axe.
I noticed your brooch. It's really lovely.
It's a nightingale. Shkoda made it for me for our first anniversary. I used to sing while I worked, and he'd always say, "My little nightingale."
It's a real masterwork.
It's mainly a keepsake now. Not much of his is left. Just that old axe. And an axe doesn't make the best love token.
I'd like to know more about your husband.
What would you like to know?
How did he become a guild master?
Not long after our wedding, he passed the guild exam. He was even offered a choice of 2 forges. There were 2 vacant ones. One in town, in the merchant's quarter, where young Matthias is now, and this one. Everyone was surprised he chose this place, but we figured there'd be more space here. And we were right. People didn't mind walking outside the walls once they saw the big, fine smithy we built here. As our smithy prospered, Shkoda's influence grew, not just in the guild. He even talked about standing for a seat on the council. But he didn't live to see it.
What happened after he died?
It's all a bit of a blur. I don't really remember that time too well. It all happened so quickly. He fell ill, took to bed, and 3 days later we were laying him out. Suddenly the smithy was full of people. The guildmasters arranged the funeral, the councillors came to offer condolences. The journeyman disappeared without a word. I went to my sister's for a time, and while I was away the roof caught fire. And the rest you know. I was left here all on my own.
How many journeymen did he train here?
Well, not all that many, to be honest. He started with some lad called Yaneba from Petch, but the boy couldn't take Shkoda's high standards and left. My husband was a strict man. I can't remember a single apprentice who stayed longer than 6 months. Your father was an exception. Him and the Fly. The 2 of them stayed together here 2 whole years, right to the end. That says something about their skill. They were just fine smiths, and Shkoda held them in high regard.
I'd like to know something about Martin.
Of course, ask away.
What was Martin like when he was young?
He was a well-mannered boy. I didn't know him outside the forge, but by all accounts he was quite a rascal. Word was, he never missed a chance for mischief. He was always betting on something. Even tried on with my Shkoda. He eventually talked him into a wager. I don't even remember what for. That he'd leap the brook down on Bach. He took a long pole and said he'd vault right over. It seemed like a clever idea, but the pole snapped in 2, and poor Martin plunged straight into the water. Shkoda called him Frisky from that day on.
How was he at the trade?
Better than good. He wasn't a complete beginner when he came. He'd trained under another master first. I can't recall where from. I think he brought a few sketches with him, which he showed Shkoda, and the 2 of them tried to work something out. He wanted to become a swordsmith, and it showed. He really cared about mastering the craft. He spent a lot of time at it. My husband praised him for being able to think for himself from the very beginning. And he didn't hand out praise lightly. Let me tell you that.
How did you get along with Martin?
He was no trouble. Ate whatever I cooked, helped out now and then when it was needed. He was a bit like a son to me, really. Although, he never wanted to talk about his family, where he was born, where he came from. No one could get it out of him.
Why did he end up leaving Kuttenberg when things were going so well for him here?
If only I knew. One day he was still here, comforting me, saying everything would be all right. And the next day, he was gone. Didn't even take his things. I asked after him at the guild, but no one wanted to say anything. I often wondered if he'd got himself into trouble somehow. But I never did find out what it might have been. And I doubt we ever will.
I have that axe you wanted.
Wonderful. Let's see. My word. This is really great work, Henry. Your customers will be tripping over each other to buy your products. Just be warned. People here in the city care more about the quality of work than in the countryside. If something is shoddy, they'll notice it right away. So, if you mess up a piece while forging and it ends up being low quality, it's best to just make a new one. All right?
All right.
Word will spread soon enough that locals don't have to go to the city to have something forged. And you'll have your first customers. Everyone around here knows me, so sometimes they might come to me with orders. I did the same for my husband back then. Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Glad to hear it.
As long as it doesn't bother you.
Why would it? On the contrary, I'm glad. I'll help out around the house, and I'll be happy to help with this too. I don't get out much, so I have all the time in the world. Oh, and one more important thing. You can also sell pieces you forge on your own, without anyone ordering them. There's a storeroom past the left door under the archway on the street, where you'll find a chest you can put products in, and I'll do my best to sell them. Here's the key to the chest. I'll hold on to the money for the products for you, so feel free to ask any time.
You've taken on quite the workload, Magdalena.
I don't mind. All the movement keeps me young. In the meantime, you can focus on getting in good with the guild.
What should I do?
The guildmasters are an eclectic bunch. They all like different things. It would be best if you try to be on good terms with everyone. They'll appreciate you, and you'll forge all the more. For example, Boris of Brod loves nothing more than rolling dice. If you offer him a game at the Guildhall, I'm sure he won't refuse. He used to be one of your pa's best friends. He might even tell you about some of their misadventures.
I'm not sure I want to know.
Oh, yes, you do. Don't lie to yourself.
Ah, if it isn't our newest member, Henry. What brings you here?
Well, I was just passing by, so I thought I'd stop and greet you.
That's nice of you. How's the forge doing?
Pretty well. I'll clean things up. Soon it'll be good as new.
Well, best of luck to you, lad. Us guildmasters have to support each other, you know? Work together, like friends.
By the way, Magdalena mentioned you like playing dice.
Aye, that's no secret. Anytime, any place. What about you? You like rolling bones?
Of course.
Glad to hear it. Fancy a game now? What game would you like to play?
Courtiers for me.
Let's play. Well played. You play a lot better than your pa did. Frisky always had rotten luck at dice.
Really?
Aye, but he did more than all right for himself in other areas. You know what they say, unlucky at dice. Now listen, I had an idea. When you play dice, you could spread our guild's good name.
What do you mean?
Players in Kuttenberg and beyond always appreciate it when someone like a guild master plays a fair game with them. It'll help our prestige as well as yours, and I speak from experience. And so you have something to play for, even with some more discerning opponents. Take this.
Thanks.
And one more thing. When me and the other masters had a good look at you during the ceremony, you seem like the type of fella that's been through a lot despite your age. Am I right?
You're right. You could say I'm a bit of an adventurer.
And that's just the type of bloke I need. Just so you understand, us fellas at the guild are craftsmen, merchants. There are some troubles we can't solve without outside help. And now that we have someone like you, we might not have to go looking for it elsewhere.
What's this about?
A shipment of materials that got stuck somewhere on the way to Kuttenberg. One of our German masters, Klaus Eichner, wanted to discuss it with you. Go and see him. He can tell you more.
Wait a moment. I wanted to ask you about Martin. Did you know him well?
Of course I did. All the blacksmith's apprentices in the city knew each other. We were one big group. But it was different with Frisky. That was real friendship. The things I got up to with him and Fly. These days, nobody would believe me.
I hear he and Skoda tried to fix the astronomical clock.
Aye, everyone wanted to back then. But Frisky and Fly said they'd made some progress. But they could have just been yanking my pizzle.
Well, I don't think Martin was the type of person to joke about things like that.
I suppose you're right. I reckon if he was still alive, he'd still be trying to fix it.
What did you get up to together?
Ha! Things that aren't polite to talk about, lad. Girls, taverns, all sorts of nonsense. Maybe I'll tell you sometime, once we get to know each other better.
Who was Fly?
A fella called Stander. He used to apprentice with your pa at Skoda's forge. Folks used to call him Fly because he was always calm, quiet, kind of like a fly on the wall. But when he got pissed off, he could really buzz, believe me.
He sounds like he'd be worth talking to.
Aye, only he left the burg, and God knows where he is now. Maybe one of the other masters will know more. Try asking them about him. But anyway, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have your work cut out for you at the forge.
I'd like to learn a bit more about Martin.
Did you know he once bet the Fly he could climb all the way to the top of the fountain in Vintners?
He definitely didn't boast of that to me.
And he actually did it. But when he got right to the top, he slipped and smacked straight down into the water on his back.
Jesus.
Just a bit to the side, and he'd have cracked his head on the rim of the fountain. You probably wouldn't be standing here today. He was soaked like a water sprite, and then had to walk back to Master Skoda's, right past all the upstanding townsfolk.
And all that just for a bet?
The guards stopped him 5 times on the way. They really didn't believe he just wanted a refreshing dip. And in December too. That was a pretty daft excuse.
Grüß Gott, Bruder Schmied.
Boris mentioned you wanted to discuss something with me.
And what is it he told you?
Not much, but I understand you're having some sort of business troubles.
Good, good. But before we speak, I have to ask you something. And please be honest. Is Martin the blacksmith really your father, junger Mann?
Why'd you ask? Don't you believe me?
Ich möchte dir trauen, but I have a good memory for faces. And to tell you the truth, you do not resemble your father much.
Martin was the one who raised me and taught me the craft, but he wasn't my real father. You're right.
And you admit this freely, even while knowing the regulations forbid bastards from becoming members of the guild?
My father would vouch for me, were he still alive. He'd want me to carry on his legacy.
Well said. The wishes of the dead do indeed bear weight. Nevertheless, do not mention this to anyone else. Not everyone may be so understanding, and may wish ill upon you, Junge. Now please follow me. We can discuss the rest in private. Ach ja. It is always easier to think over a cup of wine. So bitter und so süß wie das Leben selbst.
Why did you...
Gott segne dich, Klaus. Oh, verzeih, I did not know you had a visitor.
Nichts passiert, mein Bruder. Allow me to introduce our newest member, Master Henry. Henry, this is my younger brother, Olbert, a royal official. He oversees the customs and guilds of Kuttenberg.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Ja, gleichfalls, Meister. Do not let me disturb you. We shall speak later, Klaus. Auf Wiedersehen, meine Freunde.
Good. Now you know my brother as well. He is a man of strong principles. The guilds do not have it easy with him.
Your brother is a nobleman. He looks highborn.
Nein, not at all. We have the same father. But I was the one to inherit his forge and place in the guild. Albert had to pave his own road. Everything he has achieved is thanks to his ability to deal with people.
So he's our ally. We can trust him.
That depends. He is an honest man, but he will not give us anything for free. Things used to be simpler with him. Nevertheless, while the world may change, problems stay the same. And you are the one I chose to help me deal with them, junger Mann.
I'll be happy to, if I'm able. What is this about, Master?
You may not know this, but it is my job to guarantee the guild can do its work without interruption, and that the goods get where they need to. Surely you know our work attracts all sorts of undesirables, right?
Did something go missing? Someone got robbed?
If only it was just one someone, junger Mann. And I'm afraid we will have to sort this out ourselves.
I'm sorry, but I need you to tell me a bit more.
Ich werde es dir gerne erklären, mein Freund. As you know, the king rules this city. But it is rich mine foremen and trade guilds that truly hold power here. Our is among the most influential, and our business keeps the city's coffers full. But that is precisely why we must be careful.
Who's threatening us? Sigismund? Or those Cistercians?
The nobility is jealous of us, the mine foremen hate us, and the abbot does not miss an opportunity to harm us. Surely you can imagine the hassles and delays that brings. What's more, ever since the army arrived in the region, every dirty deed is blamed on deserters and Trabants.
Are you saying they're ambushing our wagons on purpose?
Ja, genau. And it is getting harder and harder to save what we can. That is why I wanted to ask for your help, junger Mann.
I'll be happy to help. Where should I go?
I see you are not afraid of anything, mein Freund.
Well, I don't mind getting my hands dirty when it's for a good cause.
Good, good. That is just what we need. A supply wagon on his way from Prague disappeared yesterday. It was likely attacked. It is some rotten luck. There was nothing particularly valuable, but the foreman had guild documents with him for transferring property.
Do you suspect someone?
Hard to say. I do not know yet. But those documents will cost us dearly unless we get them back, assuming those blackguards have not already burned them.
So you think there's more of them?
Ja, das stimmt. I would guess they have a camp somewhere nearby.
I understand. I'll have a look around and try to find those documents.
Gut gemacht. Tell me, how do you plan on doing it?
I don't know yet. I'll take a look around and decide then.
Good, as you wish. I will give you some potions, ammunition and bandages.
Thanks. That'll come in handy.
The documents you are looking for have a green seal with the guild's symbol, and they were in a leather case originally. I doubt those blackguards know how to read, so perhaps you will get lucky and find them lying around or maybe in some crate or chest.
Is there anything else?
Nein, das ist alles. Get those documents back if you can, but remember, du solltest vorsichtig sein, junger Mann.
I got lucky. I managed to get back those stolen guild documents.
So you found the scoundrels that did it?
Aye. I took back what they stole, then I took care of them.
Good. But like I said, it was a needless risk. You should have left that up to the bailiff. Now, show me the documents.
Here they are. These are the only ones I found with our seal.
Oh, mein Gott. Is this really all the documents?
Why? Is something missing?
Schwer zu sagen. But I think something else is behind this. It seems I will have to have a serious talk with the Brzevnov abbot. But that is for me to worry about. You did your job perfectly. And the other masters will hear about it. You can be sure of that. By the way, I heard you are looking for a man called Stander, whom they called Fly?
Aye. Do you know something about him?
I asked my contacts and found out he went to Horshan. Apparently he worked as a blacksmith in the mines. Why are you looking for him?
Boris told me Fly used to apprentice at Skoda's forge with my pa. Maybe he has some stories to tell.
Ja, das ist möglich. I do not remember him much, but it has been a long time.
That it has. We'll see what he remembers. Anyway, thanks for the help.
Nein, thank you, mein Freund. Und wenn es dir nichts ausmacht, I will mention this to the others. The guild should know what you have done for them.
Are you blacksmith Stander?
No, I'm Honza. Stander worked here before me. Then he messed up his hand and couldn't smith no more. So I got the job.
And do you know where I could find him?
He started working the shaft as a regular miner. He lives nearby in the miner settlement.
Are you Stander?
Who's asking?
Henry. I'm Martin's son. He used to apprentice with you at Skoda's forge.
Martin? Christ, I haven't heard that name in years. How's he doing these days?
I'm afraid he's no longer with us.
Ah, I'm very sorry to hear that. We used to be best friends.
So I've heard.
Christ, what a day. What a day. Is that what you came here? To tell me he's dead?
Well, I had to tell you, but I also have something to ask of you.
All right, but this isn't the best time to tell you the truth.
Why? What's going on?
I don't know if I can... Oh, but you are Martin's son. It's not like I have anyone else to talk to anyway. I'm in trouble. Big trouble. I fell on some hard times as of late, so I borrowed some money from one of the guards here. I had to sign a contract with him. I was going to pay him back today, so I went to see him, and now he's claiming I'm late. I paid back what I owed him, but he says if I don't pay him the interest too, he'll break both my arms. He says it was all in the contract I signed. I can't read, you see. He swindled me. There's no way I can get that much money in time. Say, Henry, I know it's a lot to ask, but you look like a tough bloke. Could you try to convince him to take pity on me?
Where can I find the fella?
He's out patrolling on the road. He's a catchpole. And you can tell he's a moron at first glance. Christ, I hope nobody heard me.
Why are you so afraid of him?
Because he's a madman. He'll beat the shit out of you just for the hell of it. The miners call him Leech.
Maybe he's just bluffing.
Trust me, he's not. I knew a lad who owed him a lot less, and now he's a cripple.
I wanted to ask you about the Kuttenberg astronomical clock. I heard you and my pa repaired it together.
Look, I don't have time to think about the bloody clock. That bloke is going to break my arms.
All right, then. I'll sort out your debt with the guard.
Thank you, truly. Thank you, but watch out for him.
Stander said you want some money on top from him.
And what's it to you?
I think you ought to forget about the interest. What you originally lent him, Stander already paid back. Why break his arms over a made-up debt? What sense does it make? So people will fear you. In the end, that'll only bring you trouble. And what if some superior of yours finds out? You think they'll be pleased? You'll be the one who ends up paying for it.
Well, you're probably right. All right then. Stander repaid his debt to me. Here's the promissory note. And tell him he's off the hook.
I sorted out those problems of yours with the guard. He'll make do with what you originally owed him. You're even. Here's the contract.
Thank you. Truly thank you. You wanted to talk about the astronomical clock. But why with me?
The guild assigned me Skoda's old forge, so I'm fixing it up. And while I was cleaning, I found a plan of the astronomical clock. Magdalena told me the two of you tried to repair it on your own back then.
Wait. You're the master of old Skoda's forge now.
That I am.
Well, I'll be. And Magdalena is still living there?
She is.
That's good. How's she doing?
Better now, I'd say. She was sad to see how long the forge was in disrepair. And living in a half-broken down house must have been tough.
Poor thing. When old Skoda died, she must have been through a lot. I have to go and see her. I have to see her and apologize. I just have to. I don't want to be here anyway. You reminded me of the old times in Skoda's forge and damn it. I'm a blacksmith, an armorer. I was almost ready for the master's trial. Oh, only I can't fight for my place in the sun. I never could. That's why I'm rotting down here in the mine. But maybe it's not too late. I'll try and find some work in a forge, somewhere near Kuttenberg. Maybe embark. But first, I'm going to Skoda's forge to see Magdalena. And nothing is going to stop me.
All right, suit yourself. We can go together if you'd like. It'll be faster.
Great idea. Let's go.
God be with you. Wait, who? You seem familiar.
Magdalena, it's me. Stander.
Stander? Oh, that Stander. My lord, you've changed so much.
Well, it has been 20 years. I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, please. I'm an old crone. What are you doing back here after so many years?
Henry here reminded me I'd left you alone here back then. And I came to apologize.
There's no need to apologize. Really, everything is better now. As soon as the fire got going again, it's as if things were back to normal.
Just like the good old days. When Skoda died, it's like everything went belly up overnight.
What do you mean, everything went belly up?
Well, everything just fell apart. I found a job in Horshan. Martin stayed in Kuttenberg and Magdalena. I'm very sorry. Really.
Stop apologizing already. It was so long ago. I'm happy to see you.
Really?
Yes, really. Now stop your sobbing already, will you?
I heard you did something to your arm in Horshan and couldn't smith anymore since.
Aye, that's what I get for betting. I bet I could lift a basket full of ore. I did it, but I tore something in my arm.
Christ, you men.
They took on another blacksmith in my place, and even once my arm was healed, I never got my job back. So I went from armourer's apprentice to a bloody miner. What a load of shit.
You know what, Stander? Since you don't want to go back to Horshan,
That I don't.
I thought you might want to stay and come and live with us. What do you think, Magdalena?
Why not? There's plenty of space. This used to be your home, didn't it?
Why, That's very kind of you, but I wouldn't want to get in the way.
Oh, please. You won't be in anyone's way.
You can help me out at the forge from time to time. What do you say?
I don't know. Like I said, I could just go to Bach. It's no bother.
There's no need. Stay here.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry.
Stander?
How far did you get with repairing the astronomical clock?
Pretty far. We went to see the clock, found what wasn't working, and started making the parts needed.
Aye. I remember the sound of hammering long into the night.
We hand-forged gears for the mechanism we wanted to set the clock to. I suppose you could call it the metal heart of the clock. It was a hell of a lot of work. Then we hired a goldsmith's apprentice to put the whole thing together. He was a canny lad, only he turned out to be a right bastard and ended up fleecing us.
I didn't know that.
What did he do?
He decided to fuck us over and sold the machine to some rich burgher. The lad told him it was some ancient artifact, and the bloody fool ate it up. Martin gave him a proper beating for it, but it was no good. The machine stayed with the burgher, and shortly after that, Skoda died, and the whole thing lost its meaning.
Maybe I'll manage to fix it up.
You sound just like Martin. He put his heart and soul into the repair, but it's all so long ago now.
What's the name of the burgher who kept the mechanism?
Looking to get it back, are you? Forget about it. Martin tried it back then, and it was a wonder they didn't call the catchpoles on him.
It's been 20 years. Maybe his family doesn't even know what they have.
I doubt it, but it's worth a shot. His name was Vetter, German fella. His house was across from the rat house in the lower market.
Aye. But old Vetter is long gone. His son works as a scribe now.
But the heart is just the beginning. You'll need other parts too. We had plans for them, but God knows where they ended up. Do you know by any chance?
I have a bunch of Skoda's old sketches. Remind me later, Henry. My memory isn't what it used to be.
Where can I find Vetter, the scribe?
Either at his home or at the Rathaus. His is the last door on the gallery in the courtyard.
What does the mechanism look like?
It's a kind of large metal target, about a foot in diameter. It has sliding circles and grooved rails attached to it. They're supposedly used to measure the time by the sun and stars. But to be honest, I don't know how.
I'll go and talk to the scribe then.
Let's hope he doesn't take after his father. I suppose I'll go and settle in.
I heard you've got some curious heirloom from your father.
Ah, yes. The ancient mysterious device. Heaven knows what it's for, but it's surely a rare thing. Why are you asking about it?
I'd be interested in it.
I can't just sell it. It was my father's.
Sorry to disappoint you, but that mechanism's not what your father thought it was.
And what do you think it is, then?
It didn't occur to you that thing might be the devil's work?
Sorry?
From what I've heard, the new Archbishop of Prague, Hare, is obsessed with machines like that. He's searching the whole land for them.
How would you know that?
They're already talking about it in Prague. That there's one in Kuttenberg. I'd say someone from the Archbishopric will be calling on you soon. They'll be asking questions. And maybe even the Holy Inquisition will get involved.
But that's... surely not.
Well, in that case, best get rid of the machine while you still can. I'll gladly take it off your hands, provided your price is fair.
Well, right. Fine. I don't want anything to do with the Inquisition.
All right. I'll pay you for it.
The machine's yours. I'll go and get it.
I managed to get the heart of the clock from Vetter.
That's great news. But if you really want to fix the astronomical clock, you're in for a long ride. This is just the beginning. Feel free to ask if you need any advice.
I hear you and Martin used to be close with Boris of Brod.
Aye, old Boris, of course. He was a good bloke, never against a bit of fun.
And now he's one of the honoured masters of the Blacksmiths Guild.
You could always tell that fella would go far, unlike me.
Don't take it the wrong way, but you seem like a bit of a loner to me. Did you live this whole time without a woman?
No. I was with this one girl who worked in Horshan for 7 years. A fine woman she was, from out Charslow way. She had a rough childhood. When she was a lass, some awful man hurt her in a bad way. She couldn't have children after that. But I didn't mind. We were happy together. And I don't think I could raise children anyway. Only then, she got sick. And there was nobody who could help her. She's laid to rest by the church in Grund.
I heard they used to call you Fly.
Aye. Skoda blurted it out once when I was standing by the forge doing nothing. He said, "Don't just stand there like a fly on the wall." I wasn't a big fan of it. But that's just how it goes with nicknames. You always end up stuck with the one you don't want.
Tell me something about Martin. You must have all sorts of stories.
I'm not much of a storyteller. You should ask Boris. He was always a bit of a blabbermouth.
Magdalena?
I'm glad you brought us down to here. Looks like the poor lad went through a lot down in those mines.
Maybe, but
He's finally doing what he should. You're truly a man in the right place, Henry. That's plain to me.
thank you.
What did you need from me? Oh, right. You were going to remind me of something, weren't you?
I wanted to ask if you'd have a look through Skoda's belongings. See if you can find anything more about that clock. Sketches, drawings, calculations.
All right, I'll take a look. It'll take a while, though. Skoda was always scribbling notes and never threw anything away. But look, if you're really serious about repairing that clock, you ought to let the town hall know. Go and see Bailiff Plumel and tell him what you're planning. He might have heard of our forge by now and give you a hearing.
Bailiff, I'd like to talk to you about your broken clock.
Ah, Master Henry. Word is you fancy your chances at fixing the damned old clock of ours.
That's right.
You're doing good work in town, and your forge is gaining quite a name. Besides, the clock is so broken it could not be any worse. Worth a try, no? So tell me, how do you plan to fix it?
Well, I've got some plans from Master Skoda, who tried to repair it years ago. Supposedly, he got quite far.
That is definitely a good start. In any case, I reckon you ought to hear the whole sorry tale first. It might make you wiser. I was barely more than a lad back then, but my father was on the council, so I got a pretty close look through him. One day the mechanism just suddenly stopped, and it has stood still ever since, nearly 30 years now. What I still remember, your guild rather boldly telling my father and the other councillors that there was no need to call in anyone from abroad. They said we would save coin if our own people handled the repairs, but it went as it usually does.
They botched it?
They never even got round to the repairs. Instead of pulling together, every one of those masters tried to snatch the reward for himself. Master Skoda, Erwin Klemmer, Hollander, each one worked on the repairs in his own little corner. No wonder the councillors lost patience and finally sent for the Italians from Padua. though that did not end well either.
They made it even worse.
If only that were all. I only know what my father told me. They demanded all the plans and acted like they were the finest masters around. Yes, yes, we'll do it. No trouble at all. They also asked for a fat advance. 2 weeks later, they were boozing through every tavern in the city and lazing about in the bath by day. When the bailiff reminded them they ought to get started on the repair, they almost took offense. But they did get to work. What happened next? Well, Father never liked to talk about it. That much I can tell you. The counselor said the next day they found the clock half looted, the remaining parts strewn about, and the Italians gone, along with the plans. All but one, the youngest of them, a nobleman named Fabrizio de Dondi, had stayed behind with the Burkhar's daughter. His companions most likely forgot him in the rush.
And what happened to him?
Dondi said, or so I heard, told the counselors he knew nothing. He claimed he was only an apprentice. Of course, they locked him up. Some wanted to send a letter to Padua right away demanding ransom. But it soon turned out Fabrizio, young as he was, could be very useful to the town, so they let him go.
How useful?
Kuttenberg is a mining town. The counselors are mine officials first and foremost. Not long after they locked him up, they sent Dondi to work in the mines. He spent so long studying the mining machines that he figured out how to improve them. He significantly boosted the miners' output, and they realized you could not just trade away someone that clever like a sack of charcoal. So Fabrizio was granted the freedom, on condition that he stay in the town. And so he's still here to this day, and by the look of it, doing quite well. He is a bit of an odd one, but I'm afraid if you are serious about repairing the clock, sooner or later you will have to speak with him. The Italians vanished with the plans, so Fabrizio is probably the only one who ever saw the clock in its original state.
Where can I find Fabrizio?
He lives on the upper floor of the second house on Vintner Street, next to the tailor. Though I'm not sure he will speak to you. If you are passing by, try dropping in and see if you can win him over somehow.
So there really aren't any other plans?
No, they took all of them. And they disappeared with them too. I cannot help but feel there was something shady about it. Try asking Fabrizio. He does not share much with me.
What about the other repairmen from the guild? You mentioned some names.
Klemmer and Hollander? They will not help you anymore. Both are dead, and their families have long since moved far away.
So, I'll get back to the repairs.
I'm thankful you're trying, Master. I really am. But there is one last thing you need to know. I am not sure that even if you succeed with the repair, we will be able to offer you any reward. The town is exhausted by war. The coffers are empty. You understand.
What am I going to do with you?
Do not lose heart. In the worst case, your reward will be the undying gratitude of all the townfolk of Kuttenberg.
I wasn't really expecting anything else. Take care, bailiff. Fabrizio Dondi?
Fabrizio de Dondi. Sono un nobile. I am of noble birth.
I beg your pardon?
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz. I've come to you as one scholar to another.
And what do you expect from our meeting?
Enlightenment. A spark of knowledge to illuminate both our minds as long-sought thoughts finally meet. Though I must add, in the tradition of the ancient Romans, above maiore discit arare minor.
Very apt. Bove maiori, old ox. That is me, exactly. So what do you want to know, young ox?
Bailiff Plumel sent me. I want to try and repair the town clock. And you're the last one who saw it in its original state.
Unfortunately, the bailiff is right about that. Madonna, that was the worst day of my life. Look, I do not like to think back on that time. Honestly, I would rather leave it buried in the past. What even makes you think you can fix the clock and convince the bailiff to trust you?
I recently took over the forge of old Master Skoda and found out he and my father were working on repairing the clock. It was 20 years ago, and it seems they got quite far. I even found their diagrams for the components.
So, if you have the plans, why do you need me?
Because you're the only person in Kuttenberg who saw what the clock looked like back then. The one they were trying to repair based on those plans. And you've made a new life for yourself in this town. A comfortable life. So, maybe you owe it a little something.
You may be right. And I suppose you have plenty more questions. Go on, ask.
Tell me more about that so-called Italian scam. Was it all planned from the start?
Italian scam? Is that what they call it nowadays? In any case, you are asking the wrong man. I honestly believe we were here to repair the clock. Everyone acted like they meant it. The group included seasoned craftsmen, astrologers, master mechanics. Truth be told, I was only there because of my family name. My grandfather, Jacopo, and father Giovanni were great scholars. Physicians, astrologers, and engineers. They followed the works of Campanus of Novara and crafted magnificent orologia. The Padua clock is one of theirs. It only dawned on me after those fraudsters left me here that I was just bait for the townsfolk. They were after the plans, though perhaps revenge was part of it too. Revenge against my family.
What do you mean? They wanted revenge?
My family was successful, and success breeds resentment. The Padua expedition was led by Camillo Valla, one of my father's former students. He must have realized the Kuttenberg clock was structurally unique, so he took the plans.
And destroyed the mechanism too, so he could pass the plans off as his own work.
Sadly, yes. But I have no news he ever earned any real fame with them. And they left me here, in a foreign land, with a sullied, famous name. They ruined my life. It must have broken my father's heart. I was not even allowed to attend his funeral while I was being held here. It broke me. For good.
The bailiff said you were given all the clock plans back then. Where did they end up?
In Padua, most likely. Look, I had no idea what they were up to. I was the youngest. They did not trust me with anything. You've probably heard how those swindlers ruined me. Cazzo! Luckily, the Lord gave me a decent memory. It is all up here, in my head. Down to the last cog.
Would you be able to share those plans with me? Maybe recreate them from memory?
Perché? It would be pointless work.
They'd help me with the repairs.
They would not. Sadly, after the sabotage by my unruly countrymen, fixing the clock will take more than old plans.
So what exactly do I need to repair the clock? Aside from your expertise.
You will need a mechanism called an astrolabe. Its measurements are transferred via a gear train to the main mechanism, which sets the movement in motion with a folio and weights. Without that astrolabe, the heart of any clock, All other work is futile, and crafting one is no easy task.
I've got the heart of the clock. It sat in a burgher's house for 20 years.
Now that is good news. That gives us a foundation to build on. If it still works, of course.
I wouldn't know, but I hope so.
Next, you will need a set of weights. Precisely calibrated and cast according to the old machine's designs.
I don't have the weights yet.
If we do not have the weights, we have a problem. Hopefully they are in those old designs. In any case, in the end we will need to build that folio-driven escapement ourselves. My countrymen dismantled most of it and took it away. But luckily, part of it remained. For the final stage of the repair, we will need some smithing. But more importantly, a truly skilled mechanic. Or a locksmith, if you prefer.
I thought that was you.
No. I can design it, calculate it, set it up. But the hands-on work will require someone exceptionally handy.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, you will find someone. The masters at the guild know their craft, do they not?
So what else is needed for the repair?
You said you have got the astrolabe. That is very important. Then we will need that set of weights, and a truly capable locksmith. A real master of his craft.
How'd you like living in Kuttenberg?
Honestly? At first it was not easy. I was more or less a prisoner in this town. They wanted ransom for me, dragged me around, threatened to send me to the mines. Can you imagine? Me, digging. Luckily I noticed the machines they used in the treadmills were hopelessly outdated. So I suggested an improvement. And just like that, their tune changed. Since then, they have treated me entirely differently. So I probably owe everything here to my talent. Since then, I have somewhere to live, something to do, and really, I miss nothing. Except for home. Just a little.
Thanks. I'll come back once I've got everything we need.
Va bene. Come back with that locksmith. We'll talk it all over with a roast and a bottle of good wine. I hope our new collaborator will be as remarkable a man as you.
Did you look through those documents from your husband's estate?
Yeah, it was hellish work. So many sketches and doodles. I couldn't even tell what half of them were supposed to be. Even the parchment alone must have cost a fortune. I've no idea where the old man kept getting it.
And did you find anything that might relate to the clock?
Here's some calculations and diagrams. I don't understand much of it, but it looks like a set of weights.
Thanks. I also spoke with one of those Italians who botched the repair back then.
I heard one of them stayed behind.
He's willing to help us.
If you think he'll help. I'll leave it to you. Well now, if you need those weights cast, Eldris might be able to help. He's pretty pricey, and always up to his neck in work. But truth be told, I don't know any other founder in Kuttenberg. His workshop's just down by the stream, at the bottom of Hopbrink.
I'd like to know more about your husband.
What would you like to know?
How did you meet?
I met him at a dance, just after he returned from the German lands. Back then he was still a journeyman. A tall, strapping lad. All the girls had their eye on him, but he chose me for the first dance. There was a spark between us, and right away, we both just knew we were meant for each other. We were wed within a year.
Did you have any children?
We weren't blessed with children, sadly. We buried our little Annie almost as soon as we named her. She was barely 3 months old. She died of diphtheria. And poor little Yenik was stillborn. I nearly died giving birth to him too. After that, I could never carry again. Shkoda tried to make it right. He took me to all sorts of healers. We tried every decoction and potion. But it wasn't meant to be. So it was just the two of us in the end.
I need something cast from you.
Entschuldigung. I'd be happy to cast whatever you need. But right now, I just can't.
Why not?
We've got a contract from the town. Loads of work. The furnaces are running full tilt. Verdammte Scheiße. We don't even get to breathe. And then there is that Pushko.
Who's Pushko?
Mein Geselle. Apprentice. He's gone missing, and now we can't keep up. I sent him to Grund, zur Abmessung der Glocke, to measure the bell. I lent him my horse, so he'd be back quick. But he's still not returned. Seit 2 Tagen. Verdammter Kerl. And there's just no one to hire. And without people, I cannot cast a thing.
What if I went and found that apprentice of yours?
Wait a moment. Du bist der neue Meister. You're the new one at the guild. Eichner was talking about you, the capable one. You'll find Pushko for sure. Ich vertraue dir. If you find Pushko, the first thing you'll tell him is to cast whatever you want. Darauf gebe ich dir mein Wort.
Where should I look for him?
Was weiß ich? You should ask the Pfarrer in Grund. Na ja, der Priest in Grund should know. Sein Name ist Havel.
Did Pushko have anything valuable with him? Something that might make someone want to ambush him?
Valuable? Nein, das glaube ich nicht. But to me, he's valuable in himself. Er ist wertvoll, weil er Gesicht ist. He's truly very skilled.
All right, I'll go and look for him.
Gott sei Dank. Hopefully nothing's happened to him. Or meinem Pferd.
I'm looking for the apprentice, Pushko, from Master Founder Eldris of Kuttenberg. I heard he was supposed to stop by to measure the bell.
Aye, he was here. Came on a fine horse and did his job well. Climbed a tower and measured everything carefully. But then he went to the tavern. I warned him not to, told him he shouldn't do that. He wouldn't listen.
Why shouldn't he go to the tavern?
Because he openly said he planned to play dice. And gambling brings misfortune. It seemed to weigh on his soul a bit afterwards, because he came to confess the next morning.
And then?
Then nothing. I went about my rounds in the village as usual. I did spot him later, walking towards that long forest, stretching from the charcoal burners all the way southwest to the Wolf Mountains. He was walking slowly, on foot, and for some reason, he was carrying a rope slung over his shoulder.
You let him go?
Well, why shouldn't I have?
What if he was off to string himself up from the nearest tree with that rope?
Wait, you mean that he might have... No, surely not. He can't do that. It's against the Lord.
What exactly did he tell you?
I can't reveal that.
What? Why?
Well, essentially it was part of a confession, so I'm bound by the seal of confession.
In this case, you wouldn't actually be breaking the seal of confession.
How so?
The sacramental seal is, of course, inviolable. But in this case, you wouldn't be endangering the penitent. On the contrary, by speaking up, you might save his life.
That's actually true. Pushko confided in me that in the evening he was playing dice with the woodcutters camped near the Wolf Mountains. And as the beer flowed, the stakes got higher until Pushko ran out of coin. But he still wanted to keep playing, so he wagered his horse and lost.
But that wasn't his horse.
Exactly. After confession the next morning, he told me it was a serious mess. But would he really go and hang himself over it? Surely not, would he?
I'm going to find him. I just hope it's not too late.
May all the saints stand by you.
You're Pushko?
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
I'm Henry. Eldris sent me. I needed him to cast something for me, but he says he can't manage without you. Seems you're missed in the workshop.
Jesus. But I can't go back just yet.
I get it. First you need to get Eldris's horse back from the woodcutters.
Oh, Jesus. He lent me Bentley and I lost him. Oh, what a disgrace. I'm just a bloody fool. The biggest fool of them all, damn it. If I go back without the horse, Eldris will tear me in half. But it's really all his fault.
What do you mean?
He's always sending me to measure bells, cast maces and other stupid things. And the journey's always boring as hell. If he'd finally let me cast guns, none of this would have happened. Oh, and I don't have to deal with this mess anymore.
So what's your plan?
I'll start shouting at them to provoke them. Then I'll lure them right into a trap. When they run after me, they'll trip over the rope and smack flat on their faces. And I'll use the chance to grab the horse.
What if they don't trip over the rope?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, one of them might run a bit later and dodge it. Or they might not all come running. You're just asking for a proper hiding.
Then what am I supposed to do? Got a better idea?
You know what? Better let me handle the woodcutters.
You do that for me?
Yeah, I'm good with this sort of trouble.
Well, all right then. I'll wait here.
I heard you won the horse in a dice game.
That's right. Seems I've already made a name for myself.
Trouble is, the horse doesn't belong to the apprentice who played for it, but to his master. He's got to give it back.
Then he shouldn't have played for it. The lads have taken a liking to him. They're learning to ride him. Beats drinking all day, right?
I'll buy him off you.
Well, I won't say no to some groschen.
Here you go.
All right, you can take the horse. And tell that apprentice not to gamble again. Or at least not while drinking. He'll save himself a lot of grief. Hey, Toman, get off that horse.
Here's Eldris's Bentley. Now you can go back without worry.
Oh, you saved my neck, mate. Thank you so much. Let's get out of here quick before anything else goes wrong. Will you ride with me to Eldris?
Sure. Let's go.
At least it'll pass faster that way.
So I found Pushko for you. Alive, well, and with Bentley.
Pushko! Where have you been with my horse all this time?
Well,
He wasn't in Grund, so I rode around the area searching. In the end, I found him in Horsham. He didn't even know which way to go. That happens to city folk. Not the first time I've found someone lost like that.
Vielen Dank, mein Freund. I knew you wouldn't let me down, Henry. I'll make sure everyone in town hears von deiner Bereitschaft und deinem Mut.
Come again?
I'll sing your praises. Everywhere. And you'll get a lovely rabatt from me. A discount.
Now you've got your apprentice back, can we sort out the casting?
Ja, natürlich. I keep my word. Speak with Pushko. Wird es arrangieren.
as always.
Eldris said I'm supposed to talk to you about the casting.
Yeah, figures. If you give me the drawings with clear instructions, I'll cast whatever you want. But be ready to pay through the nose. Eldris charges a lot for this sort of job. If I had my own workshop, it'd be different. After what you did for me, I'd cast it for you for free. If you ever get one, let me know. I'd gladly work for you till I'm smoking like a furnace.
I need you to cast weights for me.
Weights, eh? What for? It would be useful to know.
It's for the repair of the astronomical clock. I've got the designs. Any problem with that?
If you've got the coin, I'll cast what you want.
Here you go.
Can I see the designs?
Here you go.
That'll need to be really precise. I can manage, but it'll take a bit of time, most likely a whole day. You know what? I'll get started right away and bring them to your smithy when they're done.
How are those weights, Pushko?
Done. Full set. It's on the bench. Bit of a fiddly job, especially sorting out all those calculations. For the coin you gave Eldris, I figured I'd best make an effort. Now you've got the weights, I reckon the repair's almost done.
Yeah, not quite. I'm still missing the most important bit. The actual mechanism. I'll have to ask how they used to do it.
Well, at least you've got someone to ask. Stander will be glad to help you, won't he?
You're right about that. So what will you do now, Pushko?
What else? Work. Back to casting bells, maces and other such nonsense. And Eldris got a fine order from the town for guns. It's always wachte noch, wachte noch. By the time he lets me at it, I'll have a white beard to my waist.
I had the weights cast based on your sketches.
I noticed. Great work. You really are a man of action. Just like your pa. I'm sure you'll see it through to the end. Only the last step is always the hardest. Especially in this case.
What's the last step?
To put the clock together, in short. Only you can't do it alone. Back in the old days, at least we could get a good look at the clock. But I've heard since those Italians got involved, there's not much to look at. You made everything you could based on our old sketches, but you're still going to need someone who's seen the original machine.
I know someone like that. One of the Italians stayed in Kuttenberg. Not voluntarily, but still. I spoke with him, and he said he remembers everything. The plans are in his head. And he said he'll help me.
But you're still going to need someone who can put the clock back together.
That's what the Italian said, too.
Someone handy, who's seen and touched the clock from the inside. Someone... who also happens to be the crookedest bastard far and wide.
You have someone in mind, don't you?
Aye. His name is Wolf.
That apprentice goldsmith who was working with you, but then stole the heart of the clock?
That's the one. It might have been his first crooked deed, but it definitely wasn't the last. Before I left Kuttenberg, I heard he started getting involved in all sorts of thieving and scamming. They say he can open any chest, pick even the hardest locks. He worked for anyone who had the coin, and if he wasn't happy with how much he got for the job, he'd fuck them over without a second thought.
Is he even still alive? I wouldn't be surprised if someone took revenge on him.
I couldn't tell you, but fuckers like him tend to be lucky. I reckon he's doing just fine for himself. Living in some big house, pretending to be a lord.
Do we really need this Wolf fella? You said he was a cheat.
I'm afraid he's the only person who really knows the clock, and is handy enough to fix it.
And what if someone else learned how? Someone more reliable?
It would take much longer than convincing Wolf to work with us. You're just gonna have to risk it with him, Henry.
What does Wolf look like?
I haven't seen him in 20 years, so I don't know. But back then, he had bright ginger hair. Not a little ginger, like fire. Who knows? He could be bald these days. And from what I remember, he didn't exactly talk like one of ours. I think he was from Moravia.
Where can I find him?
You'll have to look for him. But I reckon people connected to shady dealings around here might know. Maybe someone from the Hole? He used to be there all the time, day and night. But I reckon these days it might not be noble enough for him.
I'll go and find Wolf then.
Best of luck.
I'm looking for a fella by the name of Wolf.
Wolf? Why are you after that animal?
I need him to help me with repairing the clock.
Ha! He'd be more likely to puke into it. You definitely won't find him here. He's banned from the hole.
Banned? Someone's banned from this tavern?
Wolf is. Believe it or not, he's such a pig. The regulars complained about the smell. And he used to be quite the big shot. When he earned something, he'd buy rounds for the whole tavern. Now he just begs, always drunk. Wanders the town, who knows where. If you're expecting anything from him, I'd think twice if I was you.
Where would I find him?
No idea where he might be loafing about. Among the beggars?
And where's that?
They've got their bloody tents by the walls. By the monastery gate in the northeast corner of town, or in the cobbler's quarter, by the gate to the lower district.
What does Wolf even look like?
Foul. He turns your stomach the moment you lay eyes on him.
Wouldn't you have a more precise description?
You'll likely know him by his red mop. More ginger than that fucker Sigismund.
Don't you know someone who might know more about him?
No, not really. Actually, wait. Maybe our mutual friend the Ragman might know something. I'd try him. If he doesn't know, then I've got no idea.
All right. I'll go and look for him.
If you do find him, don't you dare bring him back here. Filthy bugger.
I need to find someone. His name is Wolf.
The former goldsmith's apprentice who turned locksmith? Moravian? Redhead with thieving fingers?
Aye, that one. I thought you might know something about him.
I'm not going to ask what you want with him. That's your business. But as far as I know, he hasn't practiced the trade in a while.
I just need to find him. Will you help me?
Try looking in the beggars' dens by the wall in the cobbler's quarter, near the gate to the lower town. But it likely won't be easy with him. Word is he's taken to drink and is rarely sober, unless you manage to drag him out of that drunken stupor of his.
Wolf?
But... Higgy!
Oh no, mate. This won't do. We need to get you a hair of the dog potion. Go on, drink it. So, you feeling any better?
Better. Tifola. Not at all. My head. The fuck happened?
That's what sobriety feels like. You might have forgotten.
Who are you? And what do you want from me?
I'm Henry, a master of the Kuttenberg Blacksmiths Guild, son of Martin. They used to call him Frisky. You might remember him.
Don't remember any Frisky.
You betrayed him, and he smacked you for it.
There were plenty like that. That's why I ended up here. So if you want to do the same, be my guest. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck anymore.
You built the heart of the Kuttenberg clock with him and Master Skoda.
Oh, that. I remember now. Christ, it's been ages. I owed the Brotherhood, and I figured I could pay it off that way and somehow get the machine back. Only that didn't work. I had to start doing more things for them, more jobs, you get it? Otherwise, I really fucked everything up. Betrayed people who didn't deserve it. I even deserved that punch. It's all my fault. I brought all this on myself. The bitchy.
I'll give you a chance to fix all of it. To get your life back in order.
It's too late. I haven't got the strength to change. I haven't got the strength for anything. It's too late.
It's never too late, Wolf. I'm finishing the clock repairs, but I need a mechanic for that. One who saw the clock with his own eyes before the Italians dismantled it. One who touched it. And in this town, that's only you.
It's been over 20 years. I can barely remember yesterday. Leave me be. There's no point in wasting your time on me.
Well, by all accounts, you really had a gift. And I believe talent never dies. I bet you'll look at that machine and it'll all come back to you. Like when you were young.
You think so? Well, it's true, I always did manage to push myself somehow. And when I had something tough in front of me, something damn near impossible, I said to myself, Wolf, you can do this, curva. And curva, I always did.
There you go. And now you'll do it again.
Maybe. Maybe you're right. But even if it all comes back to me, we still need someone to figure out what that damn machine is supposed to look like. Or are you saying you'd try it yourself?
Not exactly, but I'm not worried. We'll go to one man who can help us, and together we'll pull it off.
Wait. What man?
His name's Fabrizio.
That's not a Czech name. Sounds kinda Italian, do pizza.
Don't worry about that now.
Wait, I want to know. If you don't tell me, I'm not going anywhere with you.
He's one of those Italians hired by the town to repair the clock.
An Italian? So a fucking swindler, do pizza.
He's no swindler. He was young, and they set him up. Just like they did the councillors and the whole town. Besides, you're the last one who should be talking about swindlers.
Tivol. All right. I just can't stand Italians. Arrogant bastards, a lot of them.
He was the last one to see the clock in more or less working condition. And he's a renowned inventor to boot. But we need him. So drop the prejudices. But before I introduce you, we'll clean you up. So you don't disgrace yourself. We're going to the baths.
The baths? But I don't want to go to the baths.
Come on, Wolf. The baths will do you good. Don't make me twist your arm.
All right. If you say so. Let's go.
You tried to run off.
I don't want to go. What will those wenches say? They'll laugh at me.
You think they're not used to dirt in the baths? You'll see. You'll feel better.
I'm just so ashamed.
Come on, Wolf. Don't be afraid. Don't you remember how you used to be? A real dandy. Nothing was too much for you.
Maybe. Once.
And it'll be that way again. You'll see. So don't be afraid and come along. And no more tricks this time. Here we are. That wasn't so bad, was it?
This is going to be embarrassing. Tifo.
Embarrassing? You're a disgrace already. You'll see. A nice hot bath will do you good.
Couldn't I have a bit of wine first, for courage?
Absolutely not. You just get drunk and make a scene again.
Hang on, though. Once I wash, what am I going to change into? All I've got is these rags.
No worries. You'll wait in the tub and rest, and in the meantime, I'll get you something decent to wear.
Curva! I reckon when I put this on, I can face that Italian cunt without shame. Want to go now?
Let's go. I don't see any reason to wait. Just try not to lose your temper with Fabrizio. You're supposed to work together, so make a good impression.
What do you take me for? I know how to behave. I used to be a proper gent, with coin. Tifo.
Glad to hear it. The only thing is, maybe we should tidy up your hair and beard a bit first, eh?
Why not? Let the wenches give me a little trim.
We're here, Master De Dondi. This is Master Wolf.
Ma che cosa? What do you look like, Henry? Have you come to me straight from the forge? Last time you put considerably more care into your attire. take a look at the master here. He clearly knows what's fitting and proper. But never mind. Non ho tempo da perdere. No time to waste. Welcome to my humble abode, gentlemen. Please, take a seat. I have taught my cook to prepare a splendid porchetta. I hope you'll not turn your nose up at it.
Too right. I'll go for that. I haven't eaten in 2 days.
With the porchetta, I can offer you a Tuscan red or a local wine from Loretz. Surprisingly, both pair with it almost equally well.
Thank you, but we'll just have plain water, if you've got any.
What am I, a frog?
Well, it is a curious choice, but de gustibus non est disputandum. Right, enough talk of food and drink. Listo a mangiare, listo a lavorare. I have taken the liberty of sketching the core of the Gutenberg Orologia mechanism, which might serve as a replacement for the broken one. What do you think of it, Master?
Do you even understand this?
Of course I do. Kurva. Well, it makes sense, but it's needlessly complex. And these 2 cogwheels here have too few teeth. The whole thing will end up running slow.
Really? How do you know that?
Because I've seen the old mechanism, and I remember it well, all right? I haven't drunk my brain away yet.
I thought the gearing would be driven by the big wheel that's still in there.
That big wheel has 365 teeth exactly. I counted them. So if it's to run properly, these cogwheels have to be smaller. And there has to be 4 of them.
You think so?
This crankshaft here is also far too long. The cage is quite small, it wouldn't fit in, even sideways.
Interesting observations. What do you think, Henry?
I think Wolf's right.
Of course I am. You think I'm daft?
No one said that. I look forward to discussing it all in detail over a fine meal. De maestro a maestro. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll go and have everything arranged. One thinks better on a full stomach.
Thank Christ. I'm so hungry I could eat a dog.
Interesting. Really interesting. Looks like we've got a plan.
I'm honestly surprised I'm still this sharp.
But we'll need to stay properly focused. No unnecessary distractions.
What do you mean, sir?
I suggest you move into the room next door for the duration of our cooperation. I'll see to your meals.
Well, now that's an offer I'll gladly take.
I suppose that makes sense in your lowly position.
You are Italians. You think your farts smell better, eh?
I just fear, Henry, that it'll take a bit longer than planned, due to certain differences of opinion.
What can you do?
We'll meet at your forge to assemble all the parts and agree on the final repair.
All right. Best of luck.
Addio, Henry. Pray for us.
Gentlemen, are you done?
Why else would we be here, eh?
Everything's already laid out on the bench in the forge. Didn't you notice?
I haven't looked it over yet. So does that mean we can speak to the bailiff about the repair?
Well, not quite. We've had a bit of a mishap.
I told you it was too long. I just wanted to shorten it a tad, is all.
Wolf managed to break the escapement crankshaft.
How did that happen?
I just wanted to shorten it, so I tried to take a sliver off the end. and the whole thing snapped.
Without the proper crankshaft, our mechanism is completely useless. Merda.
That means it's buggered.
Can't we make a new crankshaft?
We can, but you'll have to help us with it. The crankshaft will need to be reforged according to the plans, which for you, as an experienced blacksmith, ought to be child's play.
All right. Give me the plans and I'll forge it.
Benissimo! That's the spirit. A crankshaft is basically a long, narrow rod. I've got the original one here that Wolf broke. You'll need it for reference. I'm no expert, but from a smithing standpoint, I don't reckon it's that different from forging a short blade.
The only thing is, you don't need to sharpen it.
The broken crankshaft is 4 inches too long, so forge a shorter one.
Otherwise, it won't fit in the mechanism.
All right. I'll get to it.
Once you're done, that will mean we have everything.
Come to us first, and then we'll be off to the bailiff.
The crankshaft's repaired. Exactly to specifications. 4 inches shorter than the original.
Excellent. You're clearly a true master of your craft, Henry.
Well now, this will slot in as smooth as butter.
All in all, I reckon we are properly prepared now. Right, Master Wolf?
Well, it'll still be a right handful. Like those Italians did to the mechanism. It's a disgrace. But I'll deal with it somehow.
You've got this, Wolf.
Too right I do. Like always.
So, can we go and see the bailiff now?
It would be better if you went alone first and made all the arrangements. We do not want to storm in like a herd. Me and Wolf here will go over a few, so nothing unexpected crops up.
Don't worry, Fabrizio.
You do have a knack for losing your temper. Let us not go frightening the bailiff.
I won't. I'm completely calm. Like the Lamb of God, Tivola.
I hope so.
Can we finally get started on that repair? Like I said, we've got all the parts.
Well then, so it worked out in the end.
Why wouldn't it have?
I ran into Fabrizio a few days ago, and he told me it was difficult to get through to that new partner of his.
Difficult how?
Apparently, first chance he got absolutely shit-faced. Fabrizio had to hide all the bottles from him.
Jesus. I'm gonna wring Wolf's neck.
On the other hand, they did get the job done, like you said. So they must have found a way to work together.
Let's hope so.
Keep your chin up. You're done fine work, Master Henry. More than any of those so-called experts have in the past 30 years. Now, if you'll allow me, I'd like to lend a hand myself. At least symbolically, in the name of the town. I'll have Fabrizio and that mechanic of yours sent for, and we'll move the necessary parts from your forge to the town hall. I trust you're all right with that.
Let's get to it.
Sit down here with us. I'll have some refreshments brought while I see to the arrangements. Something wrong?
Unsolvable problem. Fellows, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. It cannot be done. You cannot unscrew this here. Or that, or that, or that. And if you want to unscrew that, well, first, you have to unscrew this. But then you can't get back to that!
Che cosa?
Don't get all wound up, Wolf. So to speak. We're getting there.
One, two, truck off to another. Yeah!
Want a drink?
I wouldn't offer him any.
What have you got there?
Let me take a look. Here you go. Take it.
Madonna.
Feeling better?
Better. Well, that depends. All right, here we go. Ježiš Maria vola! This is nerve-wracking. Pizzo!
Think of the baths!
Can't wait. Diavola, is this even possible? Fuck it, Topicia. I unscrewed everything. It's all holding together somehow. This here should have loosened, Topicia. This will be the death of me. I swear I'll shit myself, piss myself, kurva. I can't do a fucking thing with this. Fellas, this is unbelievable.
Watch your tone. This isn't a tavern.
You shouldn't have let him drink. Wolf, you can do this.
What's this now? So this here's a picture.
Wolf?
Don't let me down, Wolf.
I'm trying, Sakra. What? What's this? Well, fuck me.
What's going on?
Fellas, I really didn't expect this, but I think we've got it.
Really? You mean... you think...
It clicked into place, Peter. It clicked, and it's no longer loose. Not here, not there. I think we can start it up, though, Peter.
Cristo.
What's going on?
Looks like they're fiddling with the clock again. This will just turn into another fiasco.
Sakra, that lot is all we need.
Well, now, somebody wants to secure the bailiff's staff for another term. This will be interesting.
If he messes this up, I'll tear you all apart. All three of you. I'll kill him. Let me go. I will kill him. Wolf, you drunken fool. You're done.
Bailiff, calm down, do you hear? Easy.
Your name will be mud in this town, and I'll make sure of it. We'll drive you out of this town with a whip.
They said it wouldn't work. Kurva!
Hear ye, good people of Kuttenberg, your bailiff speaking, craftsmen from all corners of the world, the renowned locksmith Wolf, the Italian inventor Fabrizio, and the member of our Smiths Guild, Henry of Skalitz, have heeded your pleas and repaired our beautiful clock. Better times are on the way. Rejoice!
Hats off to you, Bruno.
I really thought you'd fail.
Madonna, finalmente sono salvo. I have waited for this moment my whole life.
Good job, son. Really good job.